Many of the judgments we make in our daily lives, while seemingly well thought out, are in fact far from rational and can lead us to make poor decisions. These erroneous judgments are called cognitive biases, and some 250 different ones are known to date. Although the teaching profession encourages the development of critical thinking skills in those who practice it, the learner-teacher relationship is conducive to the development of some of these biases, which can have a significant impact on learning. The Pygmalion effect is one of them, and the first step to better prevent it is to know it better. For the record, this cognitive bias was named after the Greek mythological legend, according to which the king sculptor Pygmalion fell in love with Galatea, his creation, a statue brought to life by his love. This cognitive bias occurs when the simple act of showing someone that you believe in their chances of success influences their performance, especially if you are in a position of authority or influence over that person. Before studying the Pygmalion effect in a school, Robert Rosenthal, a German-born American psychologist, had discovered the phenomenon in an experiment with two groups of his students who had to analyze the performance of lab rats walking through a maze. The first group of students were led to believe that the rats he gave them had been rigorously selected and therefore presumed to be smarter than average. In reality, the rats had been randomly selected, as had those assigned to the second group of students, whom Rosenthal had this time described as not exceptional, and probably even genetically disadvantaged for the task. The students in the first group behaved affectionately towards their rats, whom they believed to be at an advantage. In contrast, those in the second group did not behave warmly towards their supposedly disadvantaged rats. According to Rosenthal's hypothesis, at the time of the test, the rats in the second group performed less than those in the first, some not even leaving the starting line. In 1968, Rosenthal and school principal Lenore Jacobson published a book that caused a stir, Pygmalion in the Classroom. This book recounts their year-long experiment in a school where they misled teachers with false IQ tests into believing that some of their students were gifted. To some extent, the teachers' fresh perspective on these students led them to significantly improve their performance on both IQ tests and in their academic subjects. Two researchers who have looked closely at studies of the Pygmalion effect believe that it would be naive to think that teachers can be trained to have only positive expectations of their students, since these behaviors are partly unconscious and highly complex. However, these same researchers encourage teachers to have high expectations of their students, since such an attitude seems to outweigh the negative impact of low expectations. Teachers thus promote learner success by being more willing to create a warmer emotional climate, provide more information about the performance, give more content and more difficult content to learn, and finally, to give more opportunities to learners to answer and ask questions. It is essential to remember that it is natural for every teacher to develop differentiated expectations towards their learners, and that's because every student is different. If these expectations are specific and regularly updated, they are an aid to planning student learning. However, when they are based on poor indicators, bias, stereotypes, and/or when they are too rigid, then they are likely to lead to inequities among students. This video is a snippet of our article on the Pygmalion effect. We invite you to check it out and discover our blog that explores a wide range of topics related to education and technology.